It was the finest sight I ever saw. Immense meadows, 2 or 3 feet deep of fine grass and flowers. Such beautiful colors I never saw. Dr. John Brooke, 1848. I can sit on the porch before my door and can see miles of the most beautiful prairie interwoven with groves of timber, surpassing, in my idea, the beauties of the sea. Think of seeing a tract of land on a slight incline covered with flowers and rich meadow grass for 12 to 20 miles. Dr. John Brooke, 1849. These accounts provide insight into the strikingly different environment that preceded the arrival of early European settlers when they reached what is now known as the Blackland Prairie. Named for its rich, dark soil, this temperate grassland ecoregion stretched from the Red River to San Antonio. A diverse assortment of perennial and annual grasses dominated the landscape. Today, less than 1% of the original 12 million acres remain in their true prairie condition or as restored prairies. This makes the Blackland Prairie part of the most endangered large ecosystem in North America. Settlers were drawn to this region by the rich soil and gentle topography, features that made this land easy to convert to agricultural uses. This process proceeded slowly but steadily over the years that followed. In 1886, Bessie Heard was born amid this rural yet increasingly developed land that was once Blackland Prairie. Miss Bess, as she was widely known in Mckinney, grew up with an awareness and interest in the natural world and an interest in supporting her community. In her later years, she saw that too much land was covered in concrete. As the years passed, Miss Bess saw the encroachment of Dallas into the natural areas and didn't want the same thing to happen to Collin County. She wanted to preserve some land in its natural condition for future generations. She also needed display space for her collections. At the age of 80, her vision took shape with the formation of the Bessie Heard Foundation and, ultimately, the opening of the Heard Natural Science Museum and Wildlife Sanctuary in 1967. Her foresight regarding the need to preserve a natural space proved keen. Once surrounded by farmland and natural areas, the Heard Wildlife Sanctuary is now an oasis of preserved and restored Blackland Prairie, bordered by subdivisions and commercial development. Preservation of the Blackland Prairie is vital because native animals and insects lose the food and shelter they depend upon to survive. What habitat remains becomes increasingly fragmented. To continue to preserve native habitats, the Heard faces many challenges on our site. Invasive plant species often make their way in, crowding out and killing off native plants. Fire and large grazing mammals were essential to keeping out trees and other plants that would change the character of the habitats. Also, land that was quickly cleared for agriculture was, in turn, easily converted into residential and commercial developments. In addition to preserving and continually restoring our Blackland Prairie habitats, the Heard's mission is to bring nature and people together to discover, enjoy, experience, restore, and preserve our priceless environment.